Breaking news right now at 4. A witness named in the Donthe Lucas murder trial was shot and killed in Denver last week. The body of 31-year-old Roxanne Martinez was found near an intersection. Denver Police Department does not believe there's a connection between her death and the trial, but say this is still a very open case. There is a $2,000 reward offered to anyone who can give information that could lead to an arrest. We do know Martinez was on the prosecution's witness list, but they're not commenting on her death, and neither is Lucas's defense team. Coming up at 5. Hear exclusively from one of her family members about what he thinks happened. And it is the 11th day of the Donthe Lucas trial, where prosecutors are still working their way through the evidence they do have in a case without a body. Kelsey Schelling disappeared 8 years ago after driving to Pueblo to see Lucas. She was pregnant at the time.
Our Colette Bordelon just got out of the courtroom once again, where we heard from a witness who says Lucas proposed to her after she got close to him to try and get information about the case. She's live tonight. Colette.
That virtual witness named Lauren Schur. Now, she and some friends hatched this plan on their own. One of them was in communication with Schelling's mom at the time. Now, she says the relationship with Lucas went farther than she intended it to, as she played the role of his girlfriend. She says she never lost sight of her goal, even though Lucas proposed to her and she accepted the ring. She said she'd have to think about it. Lucas admits to her that he's seen on surveillance footage dropping off Schelling's car in the Walmart parking lot on the morning after Schelling drove to Pueblo. And he says that he moved it to St. Mary Corwin Medical Center, where it was eventually recovered. Then we heard from forensic scientists about evidence collected from Schelling's car and Lucas's grandmother's home. But the most emotional moment in court today came from Schelling's mom, Laura Saxton, who had to take the stand again. She was used to admit new pieces of evidence, having to look at her daughter's old birth certificate and passports, one from when Schelling was just a little girl. She gets choked up staring at these old remnants of her child, but she does say these items were in her possession when Schelling disappeared. Prosecutors say that rules out the possibility of any travel. Now, CBI agent Kevin Torres back on the stand. He tells us that Schelling's car was driven around 165 miles in between February 5th and 7th when it was dropped at Walmart and found at St. Mary Corwin. Now, we're still not sure where exactly the car went during that time, but you're going to want to stick with us at 5. I have updates on that witness who was killed in Denver. Always watching out for you, Pueblo. Colette Bordelon, News 5.